Oh, hi Frank, nice
Hello.
to meet you and
Nice
good
to
to
meet
speak
you.
to you for the first time. Just quickly on the game that happened on Saturday, I know a lot of you guys were frustrated with the performance, particularly attacking wise. I won't say the word you put in your tweet, but it wasn't up to the standard you were hoping for. How have you
Yeah.
reflected on that?
I think you've got to take everything step by step. I think as a new team, frustrations after the game were justified, I thought. I didn't think we played up to the standard we've been playing in pre-season. That's probably why the frustration was there. Not just the game. You can lose a game of football. I'm not really bothered about that. I played enough games, lost enough games to learn how to deal with a defeat. But that was frustrating, particularly how the travelling fans came and we thought, this is for them more than for us. But now looking back on it, it's a learning curve. What game Saturday now? Try to put things right. Hopefully we can do that.
Was the positive though that you were creating those chances, just perhaps didn't fall on that awkward pitch?
Not really. No. I mean, no disrespect to the team we played, but it's not about what they did. It's more about for us how we play our game, how we go about things, and intensity, and just the stress levels we put on ourselves to do well. I don't think they were at the levels that we wanted to be. So if we can do that Saturday, I'm sure the result will be a bit different, and there'll be less frustration than anything. That's the more important thing. It's about knowing what you can do for yourself to perform to the highest level you can. And I don't think we did that as a team. So I think we let the manager down, we let the supporters down on that day. But the great thing about football is always an opportunity to go and showcase another image of yourself.
Sounds like there was some home truths from you guys. One of the more experienced players. Did you take a sort of leadership role in that?
I think everyone had a bit of a thing to say after the game. Me individually, I probably spoke a bit as well during the week. But I think that's something the boys are going to have to get used to, really. Whether they like it or not, we have to demand more from each other. Whether I'm playing or whoever's playing, it's down to us to, raise the standards up.
And you spoke about the fans there. You obviously joined the club in the summer and you met a few of them at pre-season, and I know you've been quite impressed with the support. It's quite something at this club, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a feel-good factor. I've played for a lot of clubs, so I don't think I'm new to any of this. Like, losing a game, these things are not precious to me at all. It doesn't really affect me like that. It affects me when I see other people that I see doing a lot of stuff for the club and voluntary work and stuff like that. Stuff like that means a lot to me. So I want the boys to make sure they understand that, regardless of where you've come from. I've only been here a month or 2 months or whatever it's been. But you have to embrace everything, and I think that's what we have to show on a Saturday or Tuesday night, whatever it might be, or Monday. Apparently, we play Mondays now, don't we? So yeah, we have to embrace everything. Hopefully, we can show it that more on the pitch rather than talking about it.
And you've spoken about the manager there. You've known about the interest from Mark Cooper for quite a while. There was a lot said at the end of last season where you nearly joined Yeovil Town. You then went to Torquay United. That was a bit of a crazy period for both clubs. How do you reflect on that?
Yeah. Obviously, I was from the outside. Now I'm here. I understand how things were going, and obviously watching a bit of the documentary on YouTube as well was an interesting watch. But yeah, no, obviously that's in the past now. I went to Torquay. Torquay, we nearly done a bit of a miracle there. It was unfortunate, but now we find ourselves both in the same league, and I'm happy to be on this side of the water, so to speak. And hopefully I can just focus on doing well here. But yeah, crazy period. But in football, that's football, isn't it? Manager's still here, and he's got the full backing of the club, and the players are here to fight for him in the club.
You said you looked at the documentary, and now you've come here. With some of those players still here, have you seen a change in the changing room in terms of the positivity?
Yes, we've seen a change. Again, I wasn't here, but obviously I'm watching what I saw. You can get a feel for how a team is doing. And I think there was a bit of a losing feeling. So even losing Saturday, you could see it was a bit of not again. You want to erase that, because we are going to lose another game this season, but hopefully not too many. We've got a month of football where we're playing a lot of home games. Hopefully we can put that in our favour. Well, we want to win every game, so hopefully we can do that. But I just want to dismiss this feeling of here we go again, and don't want to swear on this, but. That's just how it felt after the game. I thought, we'll just get over it. There's another game coming up now. Prove ourselves again. Hopefully we can prove to be good enough, which I think we are. And whoever we're playing Saturday or the game's coming up, I'm sure they'll feel a much different Nouble town than they saw last weekend.
You spoke about the fact there's 4 home games in a row. Have you ever had that in your career?
No,
It's very unusual.
I don't think so. No, obviously it's different circumstances. I don't know what the situation was. I think a team couldn't play their game at home. So yeah, we'll welcome that, and we'll rather play on grass than whatever we played on last weekend. So yeah, we just look forward to what we're used to, and hopefully we can make this a fortress.
Is there a balance in that there's a lot more pressure when you're playing at home? Have you got to go out there and just enjoy it and put a show on for the fans? Yeah,
we do. We just have to play better football, and be more positive. I think, even for me personally, when I analysed how I was in terms of demeanour for the game, I thought I'd take a step back, and because there was a lot of supporters there, I thought the boys who were here last year, it's a big occasion, let things sink in, and hopefully we can perform. Where I won't be doing that again. Me personally, bring this different type of energy that we brought in pre-season and be horrible. I think that's something that this team probably wasn't last year, and that helps. All them small details do help. If you've not played the game, you won't realise that situation. If you have to be as aggressive or as horrible or as on it, then them terms you might have heard people say, they really make a difference. There's teams you play during the year and you think, they weren't such a great side, but they were really on it, or they were a bit nasty and stuff like that. The small dark arts of football, hopefully we can bring that onto our game.
And on a personal point of view, I know you've moved down here. Was that important to you, knowing exactly what the club means to the town by living down here?
Yeah, it's important. I think it's a unique career we have, not a very long one, but like I said, I've played for a few teams now, and I've moved quite a bit. Been quite difficult on the family, but I've been very lucky, and my partner supported me in that. And she's obviously come down here. We found a place to live, so looking for schooling, which I tried to put on Twitter yesterday. Got a lot of help on that, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, it's just nice to know what people are like. So my neighbours now, and I'm much older than me, but they've spoken to me about the club so much already, the stuff I didn't know about. So when you are playing the game, you understand a bit more. And I was speaking to the announcer as well yesterday. He seems like a lovely guy. I think his name's Ian. We were talking. He was helping me about the school situations or stuff like that. So it's just good to know the people you are going into work with and seeing every day. I think it's so key, and hopefully that can bring a positive influence to us on game day.
And just lastly, St Albans up next. They got into the playoffs last season, so it's not going to be an easy game, isn't it? How crucial will it be to get a quick start? Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be another tough game, a good side from what they've done last year. But as we know, you're only as good as what you presently show. So hopefully we can, show a different image of ourselves this weekend. And St Albans, it could be any other team really. We're going to try to focus on ourselves, but understand the threats that they might hold, and we'll respect them, but not too much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Frank, I'm Adi from Three Valleys Radio.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Nouble, mate.
Thank you.
You've been around, you've played at a lot of clubs. What was your reaction to Nouble when they came in for you, and now that you've finally arrived, how do you feel about the club and the chances that you've got here?
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm looking forward to trying to do well for this club. Originally, I was a day from coming here. Literally, I was planning my journey, put it in Waze, looking how far it was from where I was based in Ipswich. And then obviously it took a turn for the worst with the previous stewardship. So now I'm here. It feels a bit like a deja vu feeling, like I've been here before but not been here. So just looking forward to doing well. Obviously would have loved a great start, a winning start, but I'm sure Nouble don't do things easy. So hopefully we can make it a bit more positive in the coming weeks.
So you must have felt the wave of enthusiasm as we led up to the Hemel game.
Yeah.
It must have come as even more of a blow to you guys, the fact that you couldn't turn it on.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And we are at this level for a reason as well, so we have to understand that. But we have got players, I think, that are not better than this level, but have obviously played higher level, so it takes some adapting as well. It's not going to be as straightforward as everyone thinks it might be. But we know we are a target for most teams. I think most teams will realise that this is a big game for them. I've got a couple of mates that do play at this division, and they were texting me, buzzing that we lost. So that already tells me enough. So obviously I'm looking forward to playing them. But yeah, we are a target, so hopefully we can embrace that and not be scared about it.
Do you think your teammates sort of were almost a little bit too blasé about it? In fact, that they couldn't turn it on.
I think, yeah, I wouldn't use the word blasé. I'll use nervous energy was in the building,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. But at the same time, you've got to try to turn that into a fearless attitude to go, whatever happens, but I'm going to give everything. And you can still give everything, but still be nervous, and things might not go your way. So try to eradicate that as much as possible. I think it takes voices in the change room to try to help that as the game goes on, because nothing's going to go perfect. And we want to make sure that the next time we see that kind of following in the away game, that they are proud of the performance, win, lose or draw.
Yeah. So, would you say then, when it comes down to the end result, it was more a question of them raising their game and us not reaching our heights?
Yeah, no, I think that's the best you see them play this year. I think they played well. For us personally, it wasn't good enough. But that's my own personal judgment on myself and our team. I wasn't as influential as I know I can be. And yeah, if there's anyone to blame, just blame the players. We weren't good enough on the day. Give us more game time, and then hopefully you can make a more calculated decision on what you think.
That's a very honest opinion for it, and I admire you coming out and saying that.
Yeah.
Now you've got 4 home games.
Yeah.
Now, in a way, does that kind of add extra pressure on, in the context that everybody's expecting you at home, you're on grass, you've got 4 games on the trot at home. Does it put extra pressure on you now?
It does, yeah, you're right, it's spot on. That's what the manager said first. That's the first thing he said. You've put extra pressure on yourselves now. The game's coming up, It's nice. It's a time now to show exactly what we were talking about all pre-season. We're not scared of the word of promotion. That's what we want. That's the end goal at the end of the day. If we lose, another 2-3 games, so be it. But we've got to win 30 odd games. That's what we've got to do. That's the target. So yeah, a bit of pressure, but I don't know. I think we're lucky to be in this pressurised situation and have yourself speaking to me about pressure in football. It's not really that hard of a living. It's more of an enjoyment, and try to impress you guys while we're playing on Saturdays and Tuesdays. So we're looking forward to it. Training has been very bubbly this week as well, I must say. And the manager's been extra positive. So it's down to us now to show what we can do.
In a way, you could almost say it's a wake-up call, in the sense that everybody's going to, we all thought, it's going to be easy,
Yeah.
National League South, but it isn't going to be easy, is
No,
it?
it's not.
Going to be one hard battle right the way through.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, like you said, because of pressure. It's probably more mental than the physical aspect of things, and hopefully we can overcome that. But we're looking forward to it more than being nervous about it. Something to look forward to. And St Albans are going to come here, look at the ground, and think, I want to come here and showcase what I can do.
Yeah.
Bring it on. That's what we want. That's the attitude we've got to have. Hopefully supporters can back that as well. But they need to see a performance to back it as well. So hopefully we can it's give and take, isn't it?
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm sure you'll come back with the bacon, so
Yeah.
good for you, mate.
Hopefully, mate. Top man. Thank you.
Hi Frank, Ian from the Glovers
Hello,
Cast.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I think it's fair to say during pre-season you had a lot of the ball at your feet. It didn't necessarily happen against Hemel. How frustrating was that for you?
Yeah, that was frustrating. When you go into games or you analyse a game, you think, what have I done to influence a game? So when I was younger, I was always told, working your strengths more than your weaknesses. So if you're quick, you're strong, show that every week, rather than trying to showcase maybe your left foot or your weaker foot or stuff like that. And I think that stuck with me the older I've got. So in that game, I didn't think I got to show all my physical aspects I can, show in the game, or my dribbling. So then I know I wasn't as effective as I could be in the game. So hopefully that will change Saturday. Maybe the style of play that we approached the game, we took it a bit too literal in the game, and maybe done it a bit too much in the way we don't want to play. But hopefully we can change that. I think we'll see something a bit more how we want to go forward with things during the year.
Great. I think there's a lot of talk about the surface that we played on last weekend.
Yeah.
You played at Dorchester on their pitch during pre-season.
Yes.
How did the pitches compare? I thought that the pitch on Saturday didn't look brilliant.
Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible. It was fine. It's just something you have to get used to, isn't it? We're going to play, I don't know how many games on there this year. I don't know, 8, 7, 9, I'm not sure. It is what it is. You know what, I wish we could have trained on maybe them surfaces during the pre-season, but we haven't got I think we do, but every different, they're all different type of services, so you can't really gauge what it's going to be like on a weekend. You just have to get used to it. I think the best players in football always adapt. They're the players I appreciate more. The players that have come through the different ranks and end up at the top. They're the players I really like to appreciate. So I think it's the same thing with the surface area. Get used to it. The bodies ain't going to feel great. I think everyone was a bit sore on Monday after the game, me included, but I think it's something we're going to get used to. The more games we play on it, the better we'll be, I'm sure.
And there's plenty of competition in that attacking unit. How are you all gelling together as a attacking group?
Yeah, really good. A lot of good players. Obviously, Heidi was involved on the weekend, but he'll be back this weekend, hopefully. I don't know what capacity. But yeah, competition for all of us. Obviously with Murph, me, Heidi, obviously Ollie coming on loan as well. You know, Sonny can play in them attacking area. Sorry. You know, the more options we have, the better for us, and the more problems for the manager to decide who to play and where to play. But yeah, no problem. But we're good players. That's the most important thing. We actually know we're good players, so it's important to go and show that on the weekend. And if I'm not doing it, or Murphy's not doing it, or Heidi's not doing it, someone else will come in and replace that person, regardless of the time of the game. So that's the important thing.
You touched on Ollie Thomas there. He's a physical striker, similar to yourself. How do you sort of look at him and help him with aspects of the game, so when he comes on in those situations he can make a difference?
Yeah, trying to in training. Yeah, great kid, good attitude. He gets frustrated a bit easily, which we're trying to get that out of his game. He's got so much ability. It's just about showcasing it. I remember I was in a similar position to him at that age. I was at West Ham, and I was, getting chances left, right, and centre. To finally, I got a few run of games, and I showcased what I could do. I was Championship, Premier League level. He's at Connie South at the minute on loan. He has to forget what level it is. Doesn't matter. He has to treat this like it's his Premier League for him, and just come on or start a game and showcase everything he can showcase, and then deal with the learning curve later, analysing games, watching video back. That's something that I did a lot as a kid. So I think he'll be a really good signing for us. Whether it's the first 5 games or 20 games in, he will come good. I think we just got to be patient with him, but at the same time know that he's a talented boy.
Okay, thank you.
Nice one.